try this real quick. All right, Mario. Oh,
Luigi. Wario.
CJ.
Anyone ever call you Wario?
CJ. Is CJ short for something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta tell me on the pod then.
No one knows.
No one knows.
No one knows.
Will you always hide it?
I'm sure people could find it if they dig hard enough, but
yeah,
it's a very horse girl name.
Oh shit, we are recording. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Are we live?
We're live. Welcome to the Naked.
Perfect.
Welcome to the Naked Cat podcast.
When is the naked cat gonna get brought up?
When I get one, probably.
I would think that would be step one if you're gonna have a podcast called the Naked Cat Podcast.
Nah. One of these days, I do want a cat, but I don't even know if it'll be a naked cat.
They look, no offense, fugly. Like the skin ones.
Yeah.
I'm like, that shouldn't be live.
That's a naked cat.
Yeah.
The skin ones.
I feel the same way about that as pugs. I'm like, God made a mistake.
Pugs are
can't
a little...
bat 100 with evolution, and that shouldn't exist. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Yeah.
Something's up with them.
Yeah.
Like mentally, maybe.
Let's talk about the psychological ramifications of the naked cat.
I almost fucking knocked myself out.
Yeah.
We're on the Naked Cat podcast. I'm with CJ Kemp.
Nope.
Fuck. CJ Kemp.
Yes.
Yes.
Closer, yeah.
CJ's last name is Koepp.
No.
Koepp.
Yeah. No, actually. Believe it or not.
Let me just retire.
Yeah.
Your last name's German, right?
Yeah. It's supposed to be like keep, but no one does umlauts.
Oh, it's keep.
It's okay. No, again, it's cat. It's cat. That's it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it means wheelbarrow something, right?
Barrel maker.
A barrel maker.
Wheelbarrow would be crazy. Be like, I am actually descended from wheelbarrows. They got a little crazy in the shed. You know,
my family were wheelbarrows. Like how
my grandfather was a wheelbarrow, and you gotta put all sorts of shit in him.
Like, how did how did the baby making work with that? You know, with the wheelbarrows.
It's got to do with the wheels. It's all in the wheel. It's not how big the wheels are. It's how you're using them. Okay. People don't know about that.
My wheelbarrow people, you heard it here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the motion in the.
We need more representation in the media of inanimate objects fucking.
CJ is a comedian based out of San Francisco. You're originally from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Mansion in Wisconsin.
I know a lot of people probably ask you like, what do you think is a major difference between Wisconsin and
California? Feels like a different country. The most jarring thing to me when I came here was I would meet people for the first time and they would hug me, and I was like, "Are you trying to attack me?"
Yeah.
Because I'm like, in Wisconsin, you can be best friends with someone for like 10 years and never touch them.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. It's very different. And then like coming out here, I'm like, why is everyone trying to grab me? But then I picked it up and I'll go back to Wisconsin and I'll meet people and I'll try to hug them and they look at me with the same fear in their eyes that I had in my heart.
Like, what is she trying to do?
Yeah. They're like, back up. And I'm like, I'm trying to hug you. And I'm like, where my hug at? So and they're like, I will mace you in the face.
I just love you.
Yeah.
So like at that over familiarity in the Bay Area, it's so crazy because I felt I was in Austin like a month or so ago, and I felt like, I mean, Austin's obviously super different than Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Did I say it right? Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Some people say Wisconsin, and I'm like,
Wisconsin.
That's not acceptable. I honestly feel like there's so many similarities between the South and the Midwest. Specifically like country places or like small towns.
Yeah.
But also all small towns are kind of the same everywhere. I don't know.
I feel like small towns got a vibe.
Yeah.
Like, small town vibe.
Hick culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't talk about it, but I see city people wearing camo. I'm like, put that down.
Yeah.
I'm like, you ever gutted a deer? Bitch? I didn't think so.
Whoa. God damn.
You ever hide in the woods waiting for him to come out? No.
I see
you work for Facebook. You're on a laptop all day.
Yeah.
You're not hunting. You're hunting your fucking KPIs or whatever. I don't even know the corporate word.
You're hunting
KPIs.
KPIs.
Sick. Yeah. That's cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
I see blaze orange and camo. I'm ready to.
Yeah. You ever cut into a deer? You ever smelt the deer's breath before you took its life?
Well, you'd be real close. You'd have to get real close to smell their breath. Yeah. I think the bigger thing.
CJ, have you went hunting before? What was that?
I've gone hunting. I've never killed anything.
Yeah,
I was like,
your dad was a hunter, right? Yeah.
It's a very kind of like father son thing where I'm from. It's like a very male thing. I mean, there's obviously a ton of women hunters, like, but just in the people that I know.
Yeah.
And so I never actually had to like gut a deer, but my brother had to do it, and he's a little fruity. I don't think he was excited about it. He was like, gross. Like, it wasn't like his thing.
Yeah.
I've heard that it smells rough though. But that's part of the reason why.
Flesh.
Yeah. Like that's, you know, Ed Gein, we were talking about this earlier. Ed Gein, famous serial killer, Silence of the Lambs and Psycho was based on him.
Wow.
He was the one that was like skinning corpses and turning them into lampshades.
That was a real thing.
Which again, sustainability legend. Men can't have hobbies anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
bring back skin lamps.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The environment.
They were already dead. I don't know. This is we were born in the same town. But we're besties actually.
All right, watch out for.
But I think part of the reason why they're so creative like that is because the hunting culture is really big. So it's like you're learning how to kill things and like process their bodies anyway.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this because I'm like, I feel like every single person at my school had a gun, but we never had a school shooting. And I think so much of that is that they would just go in the woods and kill something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, you're mad that you're not getting laid. Slaughter a deer.
Slaughter a deer.
And eat it, you know?
Yeah.
And then you just don't need to.
Do you think that would cure America's sickness with mass shootings?
I think this is the interesting thing. This is the thing.
Was that a loaded question?
No. But you've set off a trigger to something that I probably shouldn't say, but I honestly think mass shooting kind of solved the problem of bullying in America.
Tell me about that.
Because it's like back in the day, you could I watch 80s movies and they're giving the weird kid like swirlies and just like being really aggro with like the bullying.
You fucking nerd.
Yeah. But I'm like, you can't do that now because he will slaughter you. You know what I mean? Like, so like in a lot of ways, like I feel like there were so like every school has that kid that it's like, you're like, if anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be Kyle. You know, like whatever the fuck. And it's like, you're nice to Kyle. You know, you want Kyle to be like, hey, don't go to school tomorrow. Like, you know, you want that heads up. You want to be in with that guy. So you don't bully him anymore.
One of my favorite Dane Cook jokes, he's like, there's like a weird guy in the office. And he's like, Dane like brings him a Snicker. He's like, I'm going to give this guy a Snickers. And then like the guy goes on like a fucking shooting spree in the office and he comes up to Dane and he's like, oh my God, thanks for the Snickers.
That should be a Snickers ad. We're open for sponsorships.
You know?
Cranky, have a Snickers. Think about shooting up at the office. Try a Snickers. Don't kill Dane Cook. I haven't heard that name in so long. I used to listen to him when I was growing up, and I kind of wish I hadn't.
No, why?
I just don't think he's that funny. But he's a hustler. I gotta respect, you know, the business element.
Of the
it's like Kardashians. I'm like, you don't need to have a talent to be successful. You can just be a grinder.
Yeah.
And be on that hustle, and that's.
Everyone's got their style too. You know, I think about that sometimes with like my comedy. I'm like who's my audience? You know what I mean?
How would you describe your comedy style?
Chaotic. Chaotic and slightly insightful. Yeah, I think we all think we're insightful comedians. You know what I mean?
I love when comedians are like, comedians are the last stand of free speech, and like we pulled a mirror up to society, and you watch their set and they're like, isn't it weird that I come fast?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow, okay, it really makes you think about society.
Yeah.
I started questioning everything. I'm walking out of there. It is weird that he comes fast.
Like, what the fuck does that have to do with like anything in life? But you know, like we all have that's that narcissistic kind of trait where
everyone thinks they're into edgy comedy, and you make a couple pegging jokes, and suddenly it's too much.
I don't know. I think the idea that people, or when people go out to do edgy comedy, I think that's kind of like that in itself is like a bad way to start.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, a lot of it is just based on like I don't know. Like I feel like any comedy where you're just like you're just saying like the same like racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever shit people have been saying for like, you know, decades at minimum. It's like, that's not actually edgy. It's actually like very mainstream of you to go up there and like say that, like being like, women aren't funny. I'm like, that's actually like the opposite of being edgy. It's like very banal and fucking. There's a vocab word for you. Banal. I don't know that I pronounced it correctly.
Yeah.
But I'm out here. I'm doing my best. Yeah.
Yeah. We were so you said a word earlier.
I said traipsing. What the fuck? There's so many words that I read and I never hear or speak them aloud. And then I'll sprinkle them in, and I don't know how to pronounce them, and but no one else knows either. Yeah. And that's the beauty and the magic of it all.
The traipsing was you were traipsing to somewhere.
I traipse. He traipse. He, she, we, they traipsing.
We were on something, but I totally forgot.
That's my rap name is Lil Trapes.
Lil Trapes?
Yeah. Actually, I think if I was a rapper, I would want to go by Baby Aspirin.
Baby Aspirin?
Because you know like Lil Xan? Yeah. It's like like Baby Aspirin.
What would you rap funny about?
No, I don't fucking know. I mean, I think I like it when white rappers are like funny and they're not like trying to be like edgy. Yeah. Like he's fun. I mean, I could do like a Bo Burnham rap. I don't know that I... Are
you a rapper?
God no. I think if I was gonna do anything, I would probably do country music. I love listening to rap. I just don't think I have the skill set for like the music production side of it all. I would love to learn.
Oh, are you a musician?
Yeah.
Oh,
I play piano, flute, guitar, bass guitar, and I took violin lessons for a summer, but I was a little dog shit, so I don't count that.
And you never done like like comedy music at all? That's such an asset. I feel
the problem with musical comedy, I feel like. I love a lot of it. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the times the music is not that good and the comedy is not that good. Yeah. Like it kind of like is, I don't know. Like I think there's a way to do it that's really good.
But you fuck with Bo Burnham.
I grew up listening to a lot of his stuff.
Yeah. What do you think of his recent? Is it recent? I don't know.
His
COVID
Inside
special.
Or something.
Yeah.
I watched it when I was severely, maybe the most hungover I've ever been in my entire life. I was right after my 21st birthday in COVID.
Yeah.
And again, I was living in this like cooperative house with like 28 people.
Yeah.
In Madison, and one of my I'm so excited for that shot of you just like in the camera, like
production.
And one of my roommates had gotten me kind of as a joke this bottle of like 99 proof alcohol. Like it had a sign on it that was like this is flammable. Moonshine. Exactly. Yeah. Like she got me that. And I was making mixers with that and White Claws and drinking that the night before. And so the whole next day I was supposed to like go to like a very rickety amusement park with some people. Yeah. And I just laid in bed all day and I watched the special and I wept.
You cried?
I wept like a baby. Yeah.
You were in that emotional
It was
state.
He has that whole song about that feeling, that funny feeling. That was beautiful. It didn't make me laugh. I tell you that.
Yeah.
Made me sad.
Well, he touches on some real ass shit. Like one of my favorite.
Like FaceTiming your mom.
Yeah, honestly. That's some real ass shit.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people do that.
No, but what was the real shit that you were like drawn to in that?
Welcome to the Internet.
Yeah.
My favorite one. I mean, I could listen to that over and over. It's just he just talks about like the darkness of the internet. Like I don't know, good comedy to me is like it like illustrates a narrative that you yourself haven't thought of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in my mind, like fuck all the edgy shit.
Yeah.
Like give me some substance, you know, give me something that I can like truly digest and be like, wow, I didn't think of that shit.
Dick jokes. Or not too fast. Like, damn, I do. You literally do.
Yeah.
Speak truth to power.
Yeah. Honey, I was telling you. It's not just me.
This guy gets it. I love saying unhinged shit on stage that people don't respond well to, and I'll point at a random person on audience. I'm like, this guy gets it.
Yeah.
Because they're always looking at me like, don't bring me into this. I don't want to be implicated in your shit.
That's like a really... That's like a really sad moment.
Yeah.
You get it, right?
Yeah.
The guy's like, no, fuck.
He's like he did nothing. He's a victim. I'm the one that's targeting randoms.
Oh my God.
The San Francisco Strangler.
Let's talk about that. We were talking about serial killers earlier before we started the pod, and CJ was thinking about her
You were thinking about your name.
I was thinking about your serial killer name.
Well,
what would your
I
MO
think
be?
Better my MO.
Yeah. Would you be like a puzzle?
I think it'd be very easy to serial kill men.
Sure.
I don't think it would be difficult at all. You just have to be like, do you want to hang out? And they're like, yes. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
well, and then you just kill them.
Okay.
Not something I've thought about at all.
God, men are such easy targets.
I feel like O.J. Simpson. I'm like, if I were to do it,
yeah.
this is how I would have done it. Not that I did. Not that I would. But hypothetically, if I were to do it.
What a fucking crazy thing to do.
Yeah, and like, don't read the articles in Wisconsin from 2014 to 2017.
Yeah.
Don't look them up.
The fucking... yeah.
What would your MO be?
I don't know. Something like... I'm not a puzzle guy. It can't be puzzles. I can't be the Zodiac killer.
Is he the only one that did puzzles? Who else is doing puzzles?
So it's a thing, I think.
I love it when they have a fun little thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, bring the creativity.
Right.
We've seen stabbings. We've seen stranglings. Throw a puzzle in there.
Throw a fucking puzzle.
Write an interesting manifesto.
Yeah.
You know?
Make a
zine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Make it anime about yourself.
Yeah. Ed Gein with the human skin lampshades. I'm not mad about it.
I feel
We're
like
back
you
to this.
want
But
one of those.
the more I am thinking about it and bringing it up, I love like leather and animal skin products.
I was gonna say your jacket.
Yeah, I think it's like that. I could never go vegan. I want to. Sorry, vegans. To all the animals. I'll buy secondhand shit. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Animal
It lasts longer. You know what? Probably more sustainable than a plastic lampshade. That's
dude.
what I gotta say.
Okay,
So.
question. I mean, you're big into climate change.
Huge fan.
Really big into that.
Fuck the sea turtles. I'm kidding.
Does plastic play a big role in climate change?
Yes, but I think not in the way that you think. I think people think a lot about pollution with plastic, which to me feels like almost a separate issue. And it's also very serious. I mean, they're all under the umbrella of like environmental issues.
Yeah.
Plastic is made out of oil.
No way.
And oil is the thing that's like causing climate change. And the freaky thing about plastics is like it was invented in the 50s. So it's like we have no idea about like the long-term effects that like microplastics have in the human body.
Oh, dude.
They tried to do a study to compare like human placentas that have microplastics in them with ones that don't, and they could not find a control group anywhere in the world. Like that's how we're all super fucked. This is our lead poisoning. Like this is our generation's lead poisoning is like microplastics. And a lot of it's like kind of unavoidable. Like it's like in water and other things. I'm not a scientist. I'm just chilling. But yeah, it's like very hard to avoid because they're so tiny.
Yeah.
And if you
can you imagine like you're doing a TED talk? The plastics are so little tiny. It's gonna kill us, guys.
You're like, how can something so cute be so deadly? You're like, actually, these plastics are kind of above average. I would say, like, it's not the size of the plastic; it's how you use it.
Thank you,
yeah,
my plastic people.
Yeah, don't give a shout out to the lobby, dude. I don't. Cut the pod. Cut the pod. We're not doing this.
And that's a huge thing too. Lobbying for lobbying against climate change. That's a big thing.
So that's like the one of the biggest obstacles to actually doing anything about climate change is the fossil fuel industry.
Right.
Because they've known since the 70s that burning fossil fuels is like what is causing climate change, and then they spent the next like few decades hiding that information and spreading misinformation. Like the only reason that you have like climate change deniers is because of propaganda that they've been putting out for decades. And also like I don't know if it's like a majority of politicians, a fuck ton of politicians at the federal and state levels, and probably more, are funded by like fossil fuel companies. So the first like nonprofit that I worked for out of college, we were trying to pass this climate bill. And this isn't funny at all. I'm sorry.
Funny's gone, you guys. Just fucking...
just skip ahead. So
put your seatbelt on.
More dick jokes. We were trying to pass this like bill, and it got through the entire House. We did all this work, and it was about to go through the Senate. And one guy in one committee decided not to put it up to a vote, and it just died immediately. Like literally months of...
He died? they Boeing.
We went after him, dude.
Yo.
Yeah, I got Boeing. No, but he was like a random Republican who just like he gotten like $30,000 in donations from fossil fuel companies, and he killed this divestment bill, which ended up saving the fossil fuel industry billions of dollars in investment money from the state pension funds. So it's like the return on investment they're getting from that of like you throw this guy $30,000 and he like saves this entire source of funding.
We probably could have asked for more.
Yeah. And for most politicians, because so many of them are so focused on re-election, it's like there actually is very little incentive for them to do anything about climate change.
Right. I mean, and I think that's a huge issue with our political system is that people can be paid so easily.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, bribing is just illegal. They're like, it's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, girl, could I rob a bank and be like, freedom of LARPing Ocean's 11? You know what I mean? I'm like, that's
I'm
not.
a Cancer.
Like, sorry, I'm an Aquarius. Sorry, I'm the San Francisco Strangler, but like my moon is in Gemini right now.
Oh my God, can I get your autograph?
Yeah.
You killed my uncle.
Huge fan of your work. He was a giant asshole, actually. It always comes back to serial killing. Yeah. You know who the real serial killers are? The oil and gas CEOs. Yeah, Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
they're literally murdering people. I mean, there's people that like get cancer and like die because they're living near like oil wells.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like the polar bears, and I'm like, never met a polar bear. I got nothing against them, but let's focus on the people that are dying right now first. This got unfunny again.
No. I was gonna say like we kill people for money constantly. Like,
say more about that. Who's we?
Well, humans.
Oh, okay.
We're so incredibly flawed that it's like, even when we do come up with a solution, it's not really a solution.
I mean, I would put that more on like capitalists and like humans in general, because that's like a real. Like if you think about like human beings for like the vast majority of our history as a species, we were traipsing around the woods. There it is again. Dropped it. We were traipsing. We were picking berries and hunting meat and chilling.
Yeah.
I want to go back to that. That's how I would thrive in that environment. I would.
Where's CJ? She's
living.
Fucking killing
She's out
the
there.
fuck
When
out
I'm
of
on
deer.
camping trips, the way that I am gathering firewood, like I would literally just like, I'll abandon everyone at camp and just like run. I'll come back with a fucking bundle of sticks like this big, and I'm like, I will keep us warm through the night. And I'm like, where is this coming from? And I'm like, it's triggering my monkey brain. Like I'm ready to like, I just want to like crack a nut open with a rock or something out there. You know, I'm like, I want to make acorn mush. Yeah. For nutritional value. I just had a stroke. And
like a slight one, huh?
I love microdosing strokes because I'm like, if you just take the full one, like that's your whole day.
Yeah.
If you just do a little bit of a stroke, it's like you get kind of the boost from it. I actually had a friend who had a stroke who's like very young, like early mid-20s, and this is so incredible. They literally just like, they were like, I'm probably overreacting, and like stayed at work after they had a stroke, and I'm like
legit
that's
had
powerful.
A stroke. How did they find out they had a stroke? Did they go to the doctor?
They were on like some kind of I assume afterwards, but they were on like a steroids, some kind of medication that was like fucking with them. There's a comic in the scene who's pretty young who had a stroke as well.
Dude, my sister had a heart attack.
How old is she?
She's like 25.
That's
26.
insane.
Yeah, I'm next.
You're like, I watched the tape, and now the heart attack's gonna get me in 7 days.
Boring.
I know. Like I literally have plans. I don't have time to be getting attacked by my fucking heart. These cardiovascular issues.
Yeah.
Let's just talk it through.
Oh my God.
Why you have to break down my own body system? You know?
Yeah. I just drank a whole thing of oil.
That's your climate activism. You're like, I drink oil so they can't burn it. You know what I mean? It's like that. You're like, I drink alcohol so the kids don't have to. Yeah. That's, you're just out there slurping up. There's an oil spill. You go, put me in, coach.
Yeah. I'm gonna drink.
You're sucking the feathers of the pelicans. All the little sea otters.
All up in my shit.
They all PTSD. They're like in otter therapy, and they're like, he just wouldn't stop.
No, do you ever think there would be a solution? Because it's like corporate greed is like obviously.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the number one climate solution would be abolishing capitalism.
Do you think it's just capitalism? I mean, because you
that's a big part of it. Yeah. Well, and okay, here's the other thing that no one talks about. We are going to run out of fossil fuels in the next couple decades. What my prediction, put money on it, is literally that companies are just going to burn through all of the available oil and gas and shit that we have in the earth, and it's non-renewable. It takes millions of years to build back up, so we're just gonna run out. There's gonna be a huge economic depression. People are gonna die, and it's gonna be a great time. And
have you been following the fall? Do you watch that Fallout series?
Oh yeah,
dude,
I started playing the video game. I am spending all my energy in the game building cooperative housing. I'm in the settlements.
Oh God.
I'm like, let's all make our little plants and like just live our little life in this like cozy little house. I could not give a fuck about killing ghouls. They didn't do anything to me. That's my problem with like video games like that, because I'm only just started. I used to play like Sims and like you know, Zoo Tycoon and shit. I've only started playing games where you kill people, and they don't.
You never killed a sim? Let's talk
I
about
had a
that.
different well, I was killing real people when I was traipsing, so I didn't really feel the need to be slaughtering my Sims. But no, the thing with like the video games where you're killing people is like they don't really tell you why you're killing people most of the time, or it's like they're just like clear out this entire area and kill everyone here, and I'm like, I don't know any of these people. You know what I mean? I'm like, you're going off hearsay because someone's like, they're bad. And I'm like, I don't fucking know you either. I'm like, why is this? And you like have to do it to like progress through the game. And I'm like, can't we just get along?
They're like full blown.
Like, oh, if it's like zombies, it's like I get that a little bit more, but like so much of it just feels like military training, because it's just people being like, kill these people, and you're supposed to be like, yes sir, and just like go do it. And I'm like, why? Literally why? I'm like, I have other shit to do. I have berries to be picking. I have animals to be hunted. I'm providing for my family in that game. I'm going out there.
The ghouls actually have a pretty sad story.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with it?
They got irradiated and then they turned into zombies, right? Yeah. But some of them are chill. The cowboy one in the TV series.
He's dope.
I don't want to say it. He's hotter as a ghoul. He's not my type, but he's more attractive as a ghoul.
That's
if it's like the regular
thing to say.
If it's just like the straight, if it's like straight white man, I'm like, no. But with the ghoul, I'm like, there's something interesting here. Yeah. I'm like, visually, there's something going on. So,
all right, y'all. If you look like Freddy Krueger,
hit me up. Hit my line.
Hit the line.
Yeah. I got some shit to talk about.
But
make a perfect skin lamp. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna say.
No, you need to sound like Dennis from fucking Always Sunny.
Love him, honestly. Can't get enough. I think he's so funny.
So you think there's a core issue with capitalism itself?
Yeah, because it's incentivizing. Yeah. It's an economic system that requires permanent growth. It always has to be bigger. You can't just keep doing the same shit. You have to be constantly creating more value, expanding your business, making more money. And the problem with that is that we're on a planet with finite resources. Right. So it's like, you're going to run out. Yeah. You're just going to run out. Like there's all the economic incentive in the world to cut down a forest, and there's no incentive to just like keep it and take care of it.
Yeah. Deforestation. That's a huge issue.
Yeah.
Did you hear about those? There's like a couple, they like, maybe
because part of it too is that trees suck a lot of carbon out of the atmosphere. So it's actually like really fucking important. Yeah. I found this out in college and it blew my mind. What do you think trees are made out of?
Trees.
Because they start tiny and then they get, but it's like, what are they made out of?
What's feeding them?
Yeah.
Well, sunlight feeds them.
They're made out of sunlight.
Water.
That's romantic.
Yeah.
You're like sunshine and moonbeams, honestly.
That's totally me on a date. I'm like, you look like sunshine.
Does it work?
No.
Okay, well.
Maybe. I don't fucking know.
Bring up the skin lampshade. See what that gets you.
Yeah. Hey, have you thought about murder? She's like, oh my God, this is the first date. What the fuck?
Or you could do both. You're like, love sunshine and rainbows. Love strangling.
She's like, what are you, fucking 12?
What are you into?
I love sunshine and rainbows.
Like, I just found out about strangling and I'm a huge fan. You're the San Francisco Strangler for sure.
I know. Men are such
can't
easy
women have
targets.
hobbies? You know what I mean? Can't we blow off a little steam about the wage gap? Sometimes I just want to relax and wind down and hold someone hostage in my basement for 6 months. Is that so bad?
You were telling me. I don't know if you're.
I don't want to talk about.
You don't stop talking about it.
Someday. That's on the Patreon. I don't know if you have a Patreon, but I would do it on a Patreon. But limited edition stories. Some of them are a little too. It's a bit much.
But what got you into climate change?
I was really sad. It wasn't something I really thought about a lot when I was growing up, but the area, I was like growing up in the woods, so it was just very beautiful and lush. And I was like, I literally remember being little and being like, how is deforestation real? Because I'm pretty sure the entire world is a forest, because that was just where I was living. And then I went to college and like learning more about climate change. I was like, oh, this is bad.
Wait, pause. No, go back to the trees.
They're made out of sunlight.
Are they made out of sunlight?
Carbon.
Oh.
It's carbon. They're pulling carbon out of the atmosphere. Well, okay, I'm not a scientist. I could be wrong. But most of like what they are structurally made out of is like carbon. So it's like when they're growing, they're sucking carbon out of the atmosphere. Yeah. When you cut trees down and like burn them, they're releasing it back into the atmosphere. Whoa. So it's like, if it's so interesting, because if you look at charts of like how much carbon pollution is in the atmosphere, I hate when people say greenhouse gas emissions, because it makes it sound like you're like nutting. Do you know what I mean?
No,
I'm like, it's such like a chill word. And I'm like, we should say pollution. Like that's what it is. It's fucking pollution.
What, the greenhouse gas is what?
If you look at the chart, like it goes up and down every year. Yeah. And it aligns with the seasons, and it's because most trees and like plant matter is in the, I think, northern hemisphere. Don't check me on that. But it's like
some scientist is gonna be listening to this. I just don't agree with.
They're just writing down like, you're fucking stupid. You're spreading misinformation. I'm like, I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I smoked so much weed in college. I'm like, I got the gist. Some of the details are a little hazy. Yeah. You know, I went to my climate change economics class one time and never again. I was like, I wanted to get taken out back like old Yeller after that.
Yeah.
Old Yeller. Oh, but if you look at the graph, so it goes up and down, because in the summer you have all these like all this plant matter that's blooming and it's sucking all this carbon out of the atmosphere, and then in winter when all the leaves like die, then it like goes back up. So it's crazy.
So it's misleading is what you're saying.
What is misleading?
The chart.
It's not. No, I mean it's. Why would that be misleading?
No,
it just shows like seasonal patterns, because it's like it shows like how important trees and plants are to like basically sucking carbon out of the atmosphere, which is a scam. I talking about that.
Yeah.
So a lot of like climate solutions that people put out where they're like, oh, we'll just suck it out of the atmosphere. It's like, we can't do that. Like that's literally like if you were just like, I don't know, you're like, we'll solve like ocean, like oil spills by just like cleaning it up. And I was like, okay, how? Stupid bitch. So like they're literally like it's so much of it. It's like it's an excuse to just keep polluting. Yeah. Because they're like, well, we'll just suck it out. It's like, okay, well, we can't do that. Like we literally don't have technology to do that, or like we do, but it does not work at nearly near. It's like 0.00001% of like the scale we actually need.
Yeah. What do they do with the oil once they suck it out? Do you know?
Say more about that. Well, once you're sucking it out, you're the one slurping down those barrels. Those like barrels my ancestors worked so hard on.
I know.
I'm trying to make up for the sins they committed by being fucking complicit in war crimes.
Because well, when you have oil spills, right, it fucks with the environment.
It's very hard to clean up oil spills.
That's what I've heard.
Because they spread out, and then I think it sinks over time.
Not
enough Dawn. Taking Dawn sponsorships. Actually, we're kind of shitting on it right now. I think that's just for scrubbing the duckies too.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, how do you? I mean, literally put oil in water and try to scoop it out. That shit's fucking hard. At a huge scale.
And you're not gonna be able to get all of it.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Is like with pipelines, it's not a matter of are they going to leak. It's a matter of when. Like all pipelines are gonna leak and spill and pollute whatever environment. Yeah. There was a pipeline they recently built on indigenous treaty land in Minnesota.
There was a huge thing about that.
Yeah. Well, it was like not in the mainstream news at all. It's a Line 3 pipeline. You can look it up. There was a ton of like really incredible activism and organizing around it.
The one chick from the movie. That one movie was there.
Oh yeah.
She got arrested. You know what I'm talking about?
Jane Fonda?
No, dude. It's like dude. She's like,
so there's actually a lot of women in movies, unfortunately.
No,
so you're gonna have to narrow it down.
The very specific one, dude. She's radical as fuck. Are you serious?
No.
But that pipeline was a huge issue. Yeah, it was on Native American territory.
It was going through water sources, and also like wild rice areas. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
But it's like if/when it spills, it's going to be poisoning like food and water sources for like a fuck ton of people.
Did they get that pipeline?
It was illegal for them to build it through that land, by the way, because again, it's not their land, it's native land.
Yeah.
And I think the tribe, I could be mistaken on the details of this. I'm pretty sure the tribe like took that to court, and the judge was basically like, it is illegal, but it's like, you and what army? Like literally, they were like, you guys just don't have enough power to like stop it, so they just like let them do it.
Yeah, the Northern Pipeline construction.
Yeah.
There was an actor. She got arrested. She's a beast. The fuck was her name? I don't know.
I want to say Jane Fonda. She's
Jane Fonda's an older.
Yeah. I mean, she's been doing cool shit though. Yeah. I mean, she was like very involved in like, I think anti-Vietnam stuff in the 60s.
Jane Fonda?
Yeah.
What movies was she in?
Barbarella.
Grace
and Frankie.
Yeah.
Adorable. Her and Lily Tomlin. Mwah. Yeah. My queens. That was my comfort show for a little while. They're so cute.
Shailene Woodley. Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't she married to a Packer? One of the Packers, the anti-vax one.
Brett Favre.
Get a little funk in it.
Was it Brett Favre?
Brett Favre.
That's your guy. Brett Favre. That's your guy.
Ready?
No, he's like super Packers.
Oh, I think people like hate him now because he like left or quit or something.
Oh, dude, he was my favorite football player.
Why?
I just loved
football?
him. No, when I was a kid, I used to play.
Did you love him in like a gay way?
No.
There's something about men watching sports that feels homoerotic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They just get real hard on for like, I don't know, the competition.
Huge men in tight outfits. And I'm like, where have I seen this before?
Yeah.
Gay clubs.
There's an obsession with baseball players' asses. That's what I do know.
I get it.
Don't got one myself.
I get a baseball player ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, up your strangling game and maybe you can get one.
The forearm.
You can unlock it.
The forearm workouts. He was on the Packers, the guy she dated.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Now we're
Aaron
back
Rodgers.
to where we started. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm pretty sure he was anti-vax.
He's a lot of things.
He's a football player. He's a father. Yeah. He hates vaccines.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
He's like,
he is the moment.
He's like, Jimmy Kimmel, you just fucking wait till those fucking Epstein.
Did he say that?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. And Jimmy Kimmel's like, you better not ever fucking say some shit like it was weird.
Like he was bringing Epstein into it. What was he talking about? What was the context for this?
He's basically accusing like Jimmy Kimmel of being like one of the people on.
Jimmy Kimmel killed Epstein.
No.
I'm putting it. That's my theory.
What a wild.
We don't know.
Kimmel, what are you doing at the prison? I'm just visiting this guy. I'm going to tell him a couple jokes.
I'm trying to workshop some stuff about the island. Trying to get more details. Yeah. Actually, wait, I looked up the island that, like Epstein's Island on Google Maps, and it literally had like 4 reviews. It had
reviews.
Okay, this is so funny to me. It had like 4.3 stars or something. My high school, 2.5. Epstein's Island had a better rating on Google Maps than my high school.
Damn.
God bless America. I think they probably had fewer teen pregnancies on Epstein's Island than in my fucking high school. I swear.
Damn.
I try to make a stand-up joke about it. It's way too dark. I know I'm laughed at it, but it's so funny to me. It's true. Yeah. They probably had birth control on Epstein's Island. They had sex ed on Epstein's Island.
Yeah.
What are we doing? They had a football coach being like, don't fuck ever.
Not sex ed on Epstein's Island.
Yeah. I mean... Why don't you cut this? Let's start over. We got way too. We're like, let's talk about the intricacies of climate change and right. Serial murder and
back to
some of the most horrific things human beings could possibly do to each other.
Yeah. Do you miss Wisconsin?
There's parts of it that I miss. Yeah. Cheese curds, good beer.
What's up with the cheese in Wisconsin?
It's a big dairy state. A lot of cows, a lot of good cheese. There's a lot of types of cheese that were invented in Wisconsin, and they do it better than anyone else. I go to the California grocery stores. Yeah. There's 3 types of cheeses that I can choose from.
Yeah. It's like Mexican style. What's the other one?
And a lot of them are bland. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what are we doing?
You like blue cheese?
Me with the... Yeah, I'll fuck with the blue cheese. I love... Okay, wait. So I was unemployed for a little while, for a couple months, like in between my last jobs. Yeah. And I was on food stamps, and they put like $900 on my card. Mm-hmm. And the first thing I did was I went out and I spent $100 on fancy cheese.
Aww.
literally me eating government cheese, but it was all like extremely high end. I was sitting there with my charcuterie board like, this is the life. What I would do if I was rich. But it was good. I fuck with a smoked Gruyere. I fuck with a Gouda.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, I'm old enough to where I remember food stamps when they were paper, dog.
Oh God, that's so humiliating. You're at the store, you're like, here's my
ticket. It's like some fucking it's like colored paper.
Yeah. Sometimes I like hand them my EBT card and they'd be like, oh, you're on food stamps? Like,
no
like,
way.
And I was like, yeah. But I'm kind of proud of it because I'm like, there's something about just like the government fucks people over in so many ways. So I'm like, if you can get, I'm a huge advocate of people scamming the government. I'm like, if you can get even a little bit of aid from them, because they fuck us over in every other respect. I'm like, do it. Clean them out. You know?
Well, I mean, I feel like the government should do something to better the people's lives, like free healthcare. Like, why don't we have free healthcare?
Because America's like a corporation. A lot of that is lobbying, is insurance companies lobbying really aggressively. Because like people want universal healthcare. Like the insurance system doesn't make sense. It's a huge waste of money. Because people bitch about having to pay for other people's healthcare. I'm like, you're paying for a stranger's yacht. Yeah. Like I know someone whose dad like works in insurance and they're like absurdly rich. And I'm like, that's disgusting to me that's like how you're making your money, is like off people's like fucking cancer treatments and shit. Like it's insane to me. It doesn't make any sense every time, because my insurance is so expensive. I pay like hundreds of dollars a month for insurance, and then I'll go into an appointment and like it's gonna be $100 more, and I'm like, I already gave you so much money. I'm like, why do I have it? What are we doing? Yeah. I don't know. I went to the ER. I had insurance and I had hot soup explode in my face. I lost a fight to a tomato bisque. What happened? I was making it. I'm literally clinically stupid because I had all these veggies that I was roasting. I made the soup all the time. This never happened. Yeah. And then I took the veggies in the boiling oil, put it in a blender. No cooling time. Just vibes. No, no wrong, just right.
Did you raw dog that soup?
And I tried to blend it and it exploded in my face. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, because it's like boiling oil. And none of my roommates came out to help me because I just yell a lot anyway. They weren't alarmed by it. I should have been way louder.
You have like a million roommates, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I have 8 now. But I used to have 28 and that was way more fun. I would live in a commune for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I can see you being you get cult leader vibes.
I would love to it's so much responsibility though. I'm like, you have to have sex with all these beautiful people. Yep. As a cult leader, it's the co-op thing. I love
how you're making that your thing.
Exhausting. That's all they do. Yeah. Just exploit people and take their money. And I'm like, I'm tired. I'm lazy. I have other hobbies. Yeah. And the cooperative housing though, it's very egalitarian, like almost to a fault. Like there's times where like we're in like a 3-hour meeting and I'm like, maybe fascism is the answer. I'm like, this is too fucking much. No, but I really love it. Like it is very like democratic and like equal. Like no one's really like in charge of any element of it. Yeah. Like you share a lot of responsibilities. Like people have like house meetings. I think people think because it's just a lot of people and people a lot of the times have shitty experiences with roommates. Yeah. They think it's going to be like having roommates, but like 10 times worse because there's more people. Right. The thing is, because of the way, and maybe there's exceptions, but because of the way a lot of cooperative houses are structured, you don't run into those roommate problems. Like you have a chore chart, you have meetings, you have like all these areas that are set in place to work out those issues. Yeah. What happens is you experience a whole new set of problems that pop up. Yeah. Okay. All your roommates are polyamorous and they all shower at the same time for 7 hours.
Yeah. Couldn't do it.
I need to take a shit. Why are you still, they're not even hooking up in there. They're arguing about fucking like the origins of like Calvinism in colonial America in the shower. What are we doing? And it's exhausting. I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, there's some real crazies in there, but I like crazy people, so I'm crazy.
And then it's an interesting way to live. Real quick, going back to the hospital, tomato soup.
Oh, they charged me $1,000, and all they gave me was ibuprofen and a Klondike bar. That's health insurance, baby. Welcome to America. Bar? This is America. Yeah. Well, that was only because first of all, ice cream, not candy.
I apologize.
Check your privilege. No,
oh yeah, the ice cream sandwich.
Canceled. And the ice cream lobby is quaking right now. Yeah. Like, this is sending us decades back. The misinformation.
All right.
No, it was literally one of my roommates was a resident at the hospital. It was the Mark Zuckerberg Hospital, by the way.
Oh yeah, and the
he has a hospital, so good for him. Thanks, Mark. Fuck you. And it was literally like one of my roommates was working there and then found out somehow through like one of my other roommates that I was there, and then like popped into the room to give me a Klondike bar. But like I don't think they knew the doctor that I was like talking to, so I'm like having this serious conversation. I have boiling oil, I have like burns on my face, and I'm talking to this doctor, and my roommate comes in and like just slides a Klondike bar over, and I was like, thank you, doctor, and they just leave. Like it was like I don't know what that looked like externally, but $1,000. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Pay $1,000 US? I'd
twerk for a Klondike bar.
You'd twerk?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the first
What's
thought?
the worst thing you would do for a Klondike bar?
Have sex with an ogre.
That was too fast. You watched Shrek and it awoke.
Yeah. I was like,
you're like,
that's the worst thing.
Fiona's kind of a bad like post transformation. I mean, earlier she's it's like the ghoul effect. Like earlier she's a little bland. I mean, she's cute, but it's like whatever. And then her as an ogre, you're like, she's got something going on.
She's kind of
thick. She has a charisma. Yeah, she's thick. She got thick, and it's like, wait a minute. What are you doing later?
And she became green. You know.
Yeah.
Green means go. You know what I'm saying?
Does that do it for you? Green skin. You're watching Poison Ivy. No, who's that? There's like a fucking X-Man or something with green skin, right?
Oh yeah, Poison Ivy from DC Comics.
When people are like, I don't care if you're black, brown, green, you're like, green?
Green.
Who's green? Where's she at?
Who the fuck is green?
Where is she?
Yeah. Where is she, Joker?
And is she single? Does she like sunshine?
Yeah. And rainbows.
Organic skin. I need a sage green lampshade for this thing.
All right, y'all. CJ is the San Francisco Strangler for sure.
Maybe. There's already a San Francisco Strangler. If I was serial killing out here, I'd have to pick a new name.
What's your name?
I feel like I don't. I'm still kind of new to the Bay Area. I don't know that I would start serial killing here until I felt really just fully integrated into the community.
I respect that.
Yeah. I want to really... Slow. Yeah, I don't want to rush in. I want to really get to know the environment and the communities and the culture and the history. Yeah. And then you start strangling. Like there's a foundation that you have to put in place. You need to understand who came before you.
Exactly.
Okay?
Respect.
Who are the great Bay Area serial killers?
The Zodiac.
The Zodiac.
And
was that just the Bay Area? Was he traveling around? Did he tour?
Yeah, he's a raw dog. He's got like tour dates.
He's like, God, I'll be in Ohio next weekend. I'm killing 3 people. And they don't respond well to being killed out there. It's gonna suck. I
just don't know how they'll react.
Yeah. I don't know if my material is gonna work.
Will they judge
Cleveland, me? My murdering material.
Yeah, I saw the Zodiac killer last week. Jesus Christ.
You saw him last week?
No, it's just I'm an audience member. Just
okay.
I imagine him doing comedy.
I got broken out of the bit. I was like, because I don't know. I mean, you said you drove past the house where J.C. Lee Dugard was held prisoner. Yeah, horrifying.
That is very horrifying. Oh, a recent thing just happened too, where this guy, I think it was in Rome, Italy, or one of those places. He was kidnapped at 17. And locked in a dungeon across the street from his house. A dungeon, like a cellar or whatever.
That would be so embarrassing to be held hostage for that long and you're so close.
Dude, for 30 years.
Cringe.
He was just in there. He was in the basement or whatever the fuck. And his dog knew he was over there. Because the dog would go across and just bark at the house. Like his owner was there, you know?
That's insane. And the mom's like, shut the fuck up. Stop barking, bitch.
And the only reason that they found him was the guy who kidnapped him. His relatives snitched on him over an inheritance.
That's so funny that they knew about it. And then they were like, we don't care. And then there was like a little bit of drama. And they're like, fuck this guy, actually. Check his dungeon. Look in his dungeon.
Yo. Do you think
fuck
he's like
Randy. This guy sucks.
About
He's Italian, whatever.
Gary, I know about the guy in your basement.
He's Italian, but he has a Midwestern accent.
Gary.
He's like, you betcha I'm going to tell everyone about this guy you're holding hostage.
Don't
you didn't give me my hot dish back and my Tupperware. And now I'm upset. And everyone's going to know.
Well, they're going to know that you know.
You're going to look like a darn fool in front of the whole neighborhood. Arrivederci.
You're gonna look like a darn fool. That's crazy. No, dude.
And I get ya. You betcha.
That's a scary shit.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason he was able to keep him in there, I don't know what was up with the guy's mental state, but he was basically like
not great.
He's
an Aquarius.
Yeah. That's what. Fuck.
Yeah.
That was his
diagnosed with Gemini.
You get to that into a joke. That's actually really fucking.
Yeah. You're like, I am actually the San Francisco Strangler, but it's like, guys, my Venus is in transit right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know they're like code words.
That was the only reason.
My friend told me, you asked about the difference between Wisconsin and California. My friend told me, she goes, when you go to California, you will be attending house parties where there's a massive bong or hookah in the middle of in the coffee table in the living room. Yeah. And people are going to ask you your astrological sign. Yeah. You're going to need to be ready to whip out your whole chart in a moment's notice. Right. And it's very real. That happens a lot.
What are you?
I don't give a fuck. Bisexual. No, I'm a Cancer. I don't really subscribe to it, but if other people
totally do
are into it.
I'm going to fight you on that. I think you do.
Are you an astrology girl?
No.
Girl? Okay, well.
Well,
sounds like
are you astrology GWOL?
Precisely.
Well.
What was that pronunciation?
Well.
You're not even speaking words anymore.
I feel like we inherently believe it. Once we have the knowledge of it, we believe it. You don't think any of your actions have been because you're a Cancer?
Influenced by the stars, by the position of the stars at the moment of your birth.
I think my decisions are because I'm bad at making decisions. I think that's where that's coming from. I don't think it's space related.
Such a Cancer thing.
I think it's. Take me out back and put me down like Old Yeller.
Old Yeller.
Go look at the flowers. So I told you, I'm like everyone's trying to brainwash me into thinking astrology is real, and I gotta fight them. It's the West Coast QAnon. That's what people need to realize.
What is QAnon?
It's like I actually don't know as much about it as I should. It is a conspiracy. It's a group of conspiracy theories, or it's like a person or an identity, a group. I'm not really sure like what the entity itself is. But they're really big into like Pizzagate. You know, they're like Hillary Clinton's got little kids locked up in her basement, and it's like that's ridiculous. Obviously, it would be Bill. He gives me that vibe a little bit more. Yeah. I mean, wasn't he like friends with Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah, big time. But
him and
Hillary's
that
totally
Prince, like Prince Andrew or something,
co-conspirator. Hillary would know all the shit.
I feel like she would not be involved. I think she would know about it and not care.
Dude.
Did you hear? Okay, wait. I don't know that this is true because I saw this on the internet, but it's so funny to me. I saw something about how Hillary Clinton didn't speak to Bill Clinton for like 8 months or something after the Monica Lewinsky scandal. Yeah. And she broke the silence by telling him that she wanted him to bomb like a certain country, and he ordered the raid within 24 hours.
What the fuck?
Can you imagine literally wanting to get your girl back so bad you just like bomb civilians?
Yeah.
You're like, this one's for you, babe. This one goes out to you, girl.
Yeah. Or just even, why would she ask that, I wonder? She's like, she's like, you bombed her like side piece. She's
like, it's my revenge. She's like, I think Monica Lewinsky's over there.
I told you to call me back, Romeo. I told you.
Hillary Clinton's got. I mean, I'm still mad for what she did in like 2016. She didn't come to Wisconsin at all. Like it's like her fault she lost the election. It's like she's posting all this shit that's like Donald Trump's so dumb, and it's like, yeah, but you lost to him. So what does that say? You know what I mean? So she didn't visit Wisconsin at all in her campaign. She was like, it's in my pocket. Donald Trump not only went to Wisconsin, went to my fucking hick ass hometown in the middle of nowhere, 5,000 people, did a speech at the racetrack. Yeah. He was grinding. Yeah. And it's like, even if he's lying, he's like, I care about you. And everyone's like, okay, we believe you. You're the only one that showed up, you know? And he's just saying all the shit that people want to hear. And I'm like,
that's the importance of showing face, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck she was thinking, but she just thought it was like going to be handed it to her. Yeah. Like, dude.
I feel bad for her too in some ways, because I'm like, I think she like rose up in politics at a time where like if you were a woman in politics, you had to be a hard bitch. Like you had to be a stone bitch, and that's always like the only way to do it. And now people are like, she's unlikable. You know what I mean? Like they're like, I wouldn't have a beer with her. Like so many people were like, she's a bitch and I don't want to vote for her. And I'm like, okay, well, you gonna vote for Donald Trump? The rapiste.
Yeah.
The DC rapist.
The pussy grabber.
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah.
A pussy grabbing allegation right before. You think Abraham Lincoln had to deal with that?
You think he was out there grabbing puss?
I think Abraham Lincoln would grab a couple of puss or two.
Let's break that down a little bit.
You can't free the slaves without grabbing.
I thought he didn't even really want to free the slaves.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And everyone's like, you did such a great job. It's like, okay, well, he kind of just like it's like every politician. It's like you have these like social movements where it's like hundreds, if not thousands of people like tirelessly working towards a goal and never getting any credit, and they push this person almost at the finish line, and then he like takes a tippy step over and he's like, I did it, everyone, slaves are freed, my job. Like, I don't know, it's insane. That happens a lot with like with because I used to work in fossil fuel divestment of like trying to get universities to stop investing in fossil fuels. And what would happen is there'd be like I mean, most of them still do invest in fossil fuels, but there would be like a long ass campaign where people are like pushing and pushing and pushing. The university's like, no, you guys are stupid. And then they would do it and be like, this was our decision.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm like, you were the one that was fighting it. Like, you waited till the last minute to be like, okay, I guess. And then you're happy to sit there and receive your flowers. And it's like, you didn't do a goddamn thing. I don't know.
Abraham Lincoln probably did that.
Abraham Lincoln problematic?
Maybe. Definitely racist.
With that outfit?
I think it was hard not being probably racist for white people back then.
Taylor Swift in the 1830s.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No.
She had her album dropped and she had a line that was like, I wish we could be together in the 1830s, but without all the racists. And it's like, there would be nothing left. Like, in the 30s, that was, I'm pretty sure that was before slavery was abolished, right? I'm like, girl, what? Why would you? There's no electricity. Yeah. There's no planes. You can't take your private jet anywhere in the 1830s. You'd be fucking churning butter in Tennessee. You'd die of diphtheria at 30, Taylor.
On the fucking Oregon Trail, bitch.
Taylor Swift has dysentery. She doesn't look like she has a strong immune system. A lot of white people are very inbred. It's not good for the immune system, you know? I'm like, I feel like one germ could just take her out.
Yeah.
I'm a T Swift hater the day till I die. So, unfortunately for her.
She just dissed somebody on her album, no? Recently, Kim Kardashian.
Everyone's talking about, the Kendrick Drake beef. No one's talking about the T Swift beef.
Nobody's talking about that
she has with the 1830s racist. She's like, drop a chalk if you're mad about it.
That is such a wild statement. It's I don't know. For me, it's funnier when black people are like, oh man, I just wish we can go back in time.
Yeah,
buddy.
It's like where,
when,
what time,
where,
where we're going, or like women too. Even I'm like, you couldn't get credit cards till like 50 years ago. I'm like, where are you going, girl? Where are you going?
Oh man,
I just want to get lobotomized.
Oh dude, I was looking at some lobotomy photos recently.
Oh, I thought you were like talking about it like you're like want to get one.
Yeah,
like people like I was looking at like nose job like pictures like I don't know, should I do it?
Matching lobotomies.
Yeah, the crazy part is lobotomies worked 30% of the time.
What's up with that?
It was like you had like a third chance of it working, a third chance of it scrambles your fucking brains,
totally,
and a third chance of just dying, and they just kept doing it. Like they knew that. The guy who like invented I listened to a whole podcast episode about this this episode actually. No, I'm kidding. The guy who was like the pioneer of lobotomies, or like the face of it, he was like doing a lobotomy on someone, and then someone wanted to take a picture, and he like turns around and he's like for the shot, and he killed the guy accidentally.
He killed the guy
because he was like posing. Yeah, isn't that insane? And they kept doing it. They kept letting him do it. Like, get all up in there with the ice pick.
Yeah, it like gets rid of their like anger or something like that.
It scrambles your brains. Yeah,
they'll go from like they have the before and after.
They're just really chill afterwards, and it's like wow, Larry's gotten really fucking cool to be around recently. And it's like, he can't speak. The man is sitting there just like dissociating 24 hours a day. Like is that an improvement?
A lot of dudes would send their wives to get lobotomized.
Yeah. They'd like get in an argument and just be like, go get your fucking brain scrambled, dude. I mean, it's tale as old as time. Buddy. I mean, it used to be like a medical diagnosis. Like slaves that wanted to be freed, they would get like diagnosed with like there was no, I mean maybe, but there was like a specific syndrome that was like medically accepted. That was like, I don't remember the name of it, but it was like slave wants to be free-itis, basically.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and they'd be like, it's like female hysteria, basically, for like slavery. Like they'd be like, That's not okay.
You think they had therapy for slaves?
That is a skit idea, actually.
God.
I don't think I'm the one to write that.
Can you imagine? He's like, you know what, you guys? I don't think you want to leave. Let me be real, Jay.
Yeah.
It's just not good out there.
It's just a chemical imbalance. Like, what the put you on some Wellbutrin. See if that does anything. A little Adderall XR.
I just
Been
want to be
working
free.
overtime, dude.
Yeah, you don't really know what freedom is really like.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
pretty
so
scary.
It's so much responsibility. It's like every day I have to wake up and like whip people. It's like I'm tired. I just want to take a nap.
Yeah.
You know,
Slave owner trying to gaslight slaves is crazy.
I mean, yeah, that was most of it, right?
It's
So-
definitely a sketch idea. That's,
yeah. We'll make it funny. God damn it. Yeah. Any tragedy.
Yeah.
It's you gotta find. Have you seen the Key and Peele one about like the auction
the
vlog?
auction, yeah.
Where they're like, he's like, why are they picking me?
yeah.
It's so funny.
The
dude.
big ass one, the big ass guy. Oh yeah, I'll for sure pick him first.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, you got. And then the really skinny
incredible.
one gets picked. Oh come on, come on.
Yeah.
Key and Peele, they were great.
They're fucking brilliant. Are they still doing the sketch show or no? They stopped doing that.
No. They finished that a while
broke up?
back. I don't know if they broke up.
Yeah.
I think they're still friends. I've never heard any bad blood between Keegan and Jordan.
Yeah.
Which is good to hear because you know how many fucking entertainment.
All the beefs of today.
Yeah.
Can't we just go vegetarian, people?
I think the new sketch show that's really popular is I Think You Should Leave. Have you ever seen
I
it?
just started watching that. It's
fucking
so
funny.
funny.
Tim
I'm taking a
Robinson.
sketch writing class and I took one in and the teacher was like, this is Tim Robinson energy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
He's in my head. It was like I wrote a sketch and it was like, it's actually so dumb, but it's like this guy at a gay club and they're like dancing and there's like a go-go dancer dressed like a firefighter and he's like, I don't think that guy's a real firefighter.
Yeah,
And then they just like get in a whole thing about it. He's like take that off right now, and the guy starts stripping and everyone cheers and he's like, not like that. God.
They said that was Tim Robinson energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super chaotic.
I think in the description for the character, I was like, sounds like Tim Robinson when he's yelling. Because I'm like, I just needed them to know what I was going for.
I love how perfectly like it's like he takes the simple moments and like really blows up.
So much of comedy, like I feel like that's the thing that I really struggle with is like how do you take something that's so universal and everyday and like little moments that like everyone has and can relate to and turn that into jokes
and stuff.
Because I'm always like, let's take the most horrifying thing you've ever thought of and make that into a joke. And I'm like, you don't have to do that every time.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. It doesn't work when you're doing shows with like when it's like me and like old white people and I'm like, I don't know what y'all fucking laugh at. I make jokes about like being gay and they're like, we hate gay people, and I'm like, I forgot. I'm sorry. I got
Were you in fucking
not
Texas
a
or
lot
some
for you guys.
shit? We hate gay people.
Yeah, well,
Damn.
I did some stand up in Austin and that went well. I had my abortion jokes and I was like, and I was curious.
Oh, they
about,
love abortion jokes out there.
Yeah.
The comedy scene is feral out there in Austin.
Yeah, I would be fascinated by going into the cities outside of Austin and Texas. Or I don't know. I'm like, I would love to do stand up in more like conservative areas and just see what works and what doesn't and like be able to like, I don't know.
Well, you got a good blend, like you and your style. I don't think with you it's like, I think you can see people.
Yeah.
Sides,
well, because the thing we have in common is we both hate the Democratic Party.
Right.
And it's like
That's
kind of for different reasons. But it's like you can bond over that with them and be like, isn't Joe Biden a fucking lib cuck? And they're like, yeah. God bless America.
That white girl knows what she's talking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Lib cunt, I'm gonna put that in my diary tonight.
Like, oh, write that shit down. That's good. I think I'll get on stage after that.
Hey, you hear lib cunt on Fox
It's a
News?
brilliant word. It's actually I told you, I'm like, Republicans, I think in general, there's something about the humor that they have on lock that's so fascinating to me. Like the whole like snowflake woke thing, it's just like there's like endless like funny content there. Like it's just I love like just they'll just like call the most random things. Like they'll be like Sydney Sweeney's body is ruining woke, and it's like, what are you even saying at this point? Like you're literally like, it's like listening to someone who's like going through like severe psychosis and they're just like putting the pieces together, they're connecting the dots, and it's like these are dots from different pictures. Like you're drawing on the wall, you know what I'm doing? I'm like, what are we doing? It's fascinating. The whole green M&M thing, do you remember that?
No, that's how.
They got mad like green M&M is trans. I'm like, who's paying you to even talk about shit like this? Like, that's... I don't know. I'm like, people are dying, Kim. You know what I mean? I'm like, why are we on the green M&M? You're mad because she's fine as hell.
Yeah.
You're mad because you want her and you can't get her. Okay?
I just
Tucker
jerked
Carlson.
off to a green trans M&M.
Yeah.
Is that
And
what
it's
you're
like,
telling me?
Yeah. And the part of it that they have a problem with is the trans. And I'm like, you're jerking it to a picture of an M&M. An M&M, not the best candy, I would say. They taste. I got a bag of M&Ms recently at an airport, and I was eating them, and I was like, "This tastes like vomit a little bit."
Really?
And I looked it up, and there's like an ingredient that they put in American chocolate.
What is that?
I don't know what it's called, but it's like banned in a lot of other countries, but they'll put it in chocolate. It's like a stabilizer. It makes it like last longer. I mean, probably it's fucking mercury. I don't know. And it's a something that is also found in vomit. So it's like literally like the same like taste.
Yeah,
if you eat a ton of M&Ms when you're really high at an airport, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, is that what happened?
But I've heard that like people will come to America from other countries and they'll be like, "Why does your chocolate taste like dog shit?"
Really?
I think there's a few exceptions. I think there's like some brands that don't have them, but
yeah,
you gotta be on the lookout.
You fuck with like pure chocolate, like that real cacao.
Okay, here's my thing. When people pull up and they have those chocolate bars, it's like 98% dark cacao, no sugar. I'm like, this is punishment.
Yeah.
I'm like, we've left the realm of it being candy, and now it's torture. Like, this is like cruel and unusual. This is not legal. This is unconstitutional. Yeah. I'm not eating it. I used to have roommates and they pull up and it's always got like shit. They just like cut up like fucking nuts and berries and like put it in there, and I'm like, what are we doing? Well, can't we have one good thing? I'm like, is this enjoyable to you? Like, it's like the most foul, I don't know.
Hunter-gatherer.
I think I just have like fucked up taste buds. I mean, I like flaming hot Cheetos lemon.
That's really
like that morning, noon, or night. I would.
Hispanic of you. I love the hot Cheetos.
Never seen me and a Latina in the same room.
Yo!
I actually had one of my friends said they were trying to do an impression of like the way I talk, and they're like, I just sounded fucking Latina, bro.
Yeah.
I'll always be like I say like that a lot, and I don't know.
That's a big California thing, the prolonging the vowels.
I believe it.
Oh my god. Literally. You're Wisconsin. That's fucking funny.
Yeah. I was like wondering about that because I'm like I don't know if I like ever had an accent. I also think part of it is like I think younger people that are like in the boonies. Obviously, there's exceptions.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people's accents are being really heavily influenced by media that they're watching. Exactly. By like because so much of media is produced in California. Right. It's like influencers all living in California. So it's like there's kind of like an internet accent almost. Yeah, like YouTube voice when they're like the top 5. Like I feel like that is influencing people. I can slip into the Midwestern accent, but I couldn't do it for a couple years. I was like deeply repressed. Not even as a joke. Yeah.
You do it so fucking well.
You gotta slip into it. There's like a grounding phrase like "you betcha." I gotta start with that. Oh yeah, or that one. Oh yeah, hit you. What do you know about that?
I feel like that'd be like the horrific sex, like with.
You like that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's real nice.
Like you can't come back from that.
We should go on a quick trip after this. Hungry for cheese curds. I don't want a beer break. Yeah. That's what East Coast sex. You're just taking breaks. You're just
I don't want a beer break. That's wild.
It's cold. You're like, it's get dark at 5 p.m. There's not shit to do. We're gonna get drunk and get laid.
Yeah. Some Alaska shit.
Yeah. You been to Alaska?
I went to school in Alaska for.
Wait, actually? Wow.
For a semester.
Wow.
In
How was that?
It was fun.
You studied abroad in Alaska?
No, is it abroad? I studied a couple broads in Alaska.
Whoa!
No. Yeah.
Problematic. Broad? What does that mean to you? To mean objectifying women? Me, I say I objectify women every day. It's problematic when men do it, but it's cunty when I do it. Unfortunately for women.
Totally lib cunt.
Yeah. It's lib cunt. You've heard of lib cuck. Get ready for lib cunt. That's actually fucking brilliant. I need to write that down. That's the worst thing in my life.
Alaska was cool. A lot of drinking, though. A lot of drinking.
Well, again, cold climates. What the fuck else are you doing? You're not going outside.
Yeah.
You're getting drunk. Lib cunt.
We're coming to an end of the podcast.
Texting my grandma that.
Yeah,
Wait,
right.
actually. Oh my god, time flies. Time flies when you're living and cucking. When you're traipsing through this journey of words.
Trapes.
TRAIPSING.
God, no way.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Trape. It sounds like a fucking meal.
I want to. That would be like some intestine.
To walk or move wearily or reluctantly.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what's
You
reluctant.
haven't been
I think I was
saying
using it
wearily or
wrong.
reluctantly. You just be traping.
Wow, put me down.
Oh, yeah.
I have hip dysplasia, and it makes me think about dogs getting put down so much. Because I feel like people will literally be like, they'll be like, you know, we love Fido. We've had him for so long, but we're gonna have to kill him because he has hip dysplasia. And I'm like, girl, I have hip dysplasia. I'm like, can we still hang out? Are you gonna try to slaughter me?
That's
in
what
my
they used
sleep?
to do in Spartans. No?
If I was born in ancient Sparta, they would have put me on a hill. I was
so?
born dead. Here's a fun fact. I came out just like blue, and my legs were like flopping around. It's crazy. I shouldn't be alive. And here I am, living to tell fish come jokes.
You're live as fuck, I would say.
Yeah.
CJ.
I am now. I had to make up for it. I bounced back. Started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah. Big Drake vibes.
Yeah. Oh, please never. I don't want to. Not right now.
Big D vibes.
I mean, I like kids, but not like that.
Yo. Yo.
Like I was as a teacher. I'm like, I love kids, but not in the Drake way. Not in the grooming way.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You know, I'll braid their hair. I'm not gonna groom the kids. Sorry. All right.
I love them, but I won't love them a little bit more when they turn 18.
I thought you were talking about Drake. I was like, don't.
No.
Yeah. The 18 comment is crazy. Actually, let's go back and address that. What do you mean by that?
Oh no, I was just following.
Oh, you just okay? Yeah, you don't
with
like kids. Yeah, that's fair.
No, the grooming.
Kids are sticky and slimy, and like when they're really little, they don't really understand. I used to work in a Montessori school where they were like babies, and they just really don't understand that their noses are constantly dripping and that they're supposed to wipe it. So they'll just always come up to you with like snot running down their whole face, like "What up?" And I'm like, you can't be going around like this. You can't be coming up. They're eating and they got sticky little hands, like, and I'm like, back up. Let's take a step back.
Boundaries.
I love you. You're fucking disgusting. You're nasty, dude. They don't know a thing about hygiene, dude. It's crazy. But I get it.
The kids. I don't know. I guess for me, when it comes to kids, it's like you gotta accept. I think you gotta accept how imperfect they are.
Yeah. Well, and so much of it is like a lot of behavior that we think is like inappropriate in kids is like very developmentally normal.
Yeah.
Like when toddlers are like being fucking insane, it's like at that stage developmentally, like what they're doing is like testing boundaries and like figuring out like what are the limits of acceptable behavior and what happens if I cross those limits and what happens if I stay within those limits. And then people are like, my kid's an asshole. And I'm like, he's 2.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm like he's so selfish. I'm like, they're literally building their sense of self. Like you have to be selfish to survive. I don't know. I'm like, I don't understand it. There's so much kid hate, and I'm like, I feel so similarly about kids and dogs, where I'm like, it's good training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, a dog is gonna be like misbehaved and horrible if you're not fucking training it and like being responsible. And I feel like it's similar with kids. I don't know.
A lot of people like to, like you said, kind of give kids attributes before they've even really become who they.
I think a lot of people are parents who maybe shouldn't be parents. Okay? Every time someone's like, I don't want to have kids, I'm like, thank fucking God. Because if people don't want to have kids, you shouldn't have kids. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's a great.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. And I'm like, why would you? I'm like, scoop it out.
Yeah.
No, what?
I hate when people make life changes, but just because they feel that it's time for a life change.
Yeah. Well, that's a problem. Is like, there's all this societal pressure put on people, especially women, to like reproduce. And it's like, you don't have to. Like, do it if you want to. Like, do whatever. But don't be, I don't know. Kids are a lot of work. It's like having a Tamagotchi, but so much worse.
Kids are like Tamagotchis.
They'll shit on your body. They'll throw up on your body. They'll pee on your body. There's a lot of fluids coming out all the time.
Yeah, you gotta be ready for the chaos as a kid.
And it's so scary with like little babies, because I'm like, you could literally like drop it one time and they would just die. And I'm like, I drop my phone probably 300,000 times a day. Like I have to get like the like XXL OtterBox fucking like Iron Man suit for my
the baby.
phone. For the baby.
For the baby.
I'm like, I need an OtterBox case for my baby.
Can you hold my baby, CJ?
I'm like, it keeps cracking when I drop it, and I don't know how to fix like this screen, but I just need something so the back doesn't fall apart. You know, I'm like, there's wires showing in my baby, and it's too much.
Baby otter boxes.
This
Maybe
was
that's
such a fun and dark, horribly dark episode.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
We really traipsed through the spectrum of conversation. We're like, let's talk about plastic pollution and strangling. Connected, believe it or not. Connected.
Some serial killer is just
those
gonna be
turtles with the soda neck rings.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like fashionable for some of them? I think it's like a choker. It's like, Dale, where did you get that? He's like, where? Like, I got stuck in it and can't
Some
take
like
it off
fucking
now.
humane assholes like trying to take it off. I'm like, that's my necklace.
Stop. He's like, I'm serving cunt.
Yeah.
What would you know about that?
I'm serving lip cunt.
You gotta change the podcast episode name now.
Lip
to
cunt.
Lip cunt.
Yeah.
Lip cunt. That might be my Instagram bio. That's
Lip
too
cunt.
good working.
That's your word.
I might get that tattooed on my forehead so people know what they're dealing
You
with.
gotta copyright that shit. Make a t-shirt. Lip cunt.
That should be excellent merch, unfortunately. Unfortunately for my haters.
Walking lip cunts.
Or booty shorts with lib cunt on the back.
That's a vibe.
Excellent. That's excellent.
That's totally a San Francisco vibe.
Yeah. How many letters could you get a tattoo knuckle? There'd be a space. There'd be like one knuckle with like a star maybe.
Lip cunt. It was a great pod.
Yeah.
CJ.
I had a great time. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on the.
Thanks for admitting to your crimes.
Which ones?
Exactly.
Yeah. This is the Naked Cat podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Good time.
All right.
Got you again.
I knew you were gonna fucking do that. So
Problematic.
you guys, I didn't go for it.
Wow.